Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, we all know that Nigeria has suspended any ideas of a constitutional democracy, opting instead for a decree based sort of a governance. But to hammer down that point, guys, I bring you this: I can remain in office till 2023. IGP Adamu saying this, the Inspector General of our police, Adamu. And now we all know, because it has been current in the news, and of course when things are current in the news, then of course they give you all the informations to back up all the arguments. So we all know that the Nigerian police statutes, their regulations, states either that a police officer can serve for a certain amount of years or up to retirement age, whichever comes first. So those criteria have been met by Adamu, of course, and he has now reached his tenure of service. He has reached the end of his tenure of service within the Nigerian police force. And automatically, when you get to that point, you immediately cease to be a policeman, because you've either completed the statutory amount of years that they expect you to serve within the police, or you have reached the retirement age. But Malam Buhari gave him an extension of 3 months to say that he's still searching for his replacement, which then of course then makes this guy an ex-police officer in charge of the Nigerian police force, which is something, by the way, that the police regulations does not facilitate for. But as I said, the idea of a constitutional democracy has been abandoned. Any idea of a rule of law based governance has been abandoned since 2015, and we are now running the country, they rather are now running the country via decrees and fiat. Again, the headline: I can remain in office till 2023. IGP Adamu is the person credited with this statement. So now let's now see now how he justifies this. The Inspector General of Police, Mohamed Adamu, has told the Federal High Court in Abuja that the law permits him to remain in office till 2023 or 2024. Adamu, who was appointed in 2019, clocked up the mandatory 35 years in service on February the 1st and was expected to be replaced by the president. But on February the 4th, President Muhammadu Buhari extended Adamu's tenure by 3 months. Maxwell Opara, a legal practitioner in a suit marked, and then he goes on to quote the suit number, took the IGP to court, contending that by virtue of Section 215 of the Nigerian Constitution and Section 7 of the Nigeria Police Act 2020, Adamu cannot continue to function as the IGP, having retired as a serving member of the force. But Mr. Adamu argued through his lawyer in objection to the suit that his tenure never lapsed on February the 1st. The IGP argued that the new Nigeria Police Act gave him a 4-year tenure, which would only lapse on either 2023 or 2024. According to him, his tenure will lapse in 2023 if counted from 2019, when he was appointed as IGP, or 2024 if counted from 2020, when the new Police Act came into force. One of his written addresses reading part: therefore, based on our submission above, the combined effect of Section 215 and 216 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, and Section 7 of the Nigeria Police Act 2020 is that the second defendant can validly function as the Inspector General of Police after midnight of February the 1st, 2021, insofar as he was a serving member of the Nigerian Police Force during the period of his appointment, as his tenure in the office is specially regulated by Section 7(6) of the Nigeria Police Act, which stipulates in unambiguous terms that upon his appointment he stays in office for 4 years. Therefore, if the second defendant's tenure in office is calculated from January the 15th, 2019, when he was appointed into office of the Inspector General of Police, his tenure lapses in 2023. However, if his tenure in office is calculated from 2020, when the Nigeria Police Act 2020 came into force, his tenure in office ends in 2024. According to Adamu, the IGP office is not governed by the general provisions applicable to the rest of the police force. He said the provision of Section 18(8) of the Nigeria Police Act 2020, which is that every police officer shall, on recruitment or appointment, serve in the Nigeria Police Force for a period of 35 years or until he attains the age of 60, whichever is earlier, is with due respect inapplicable to the office of the Inspector General of Police. In the circumstance, he argued that the effect of Section 76 of the Nigeria Police Act 2020 is that immediately a person is appointed into the office of the Inspector General of Police, a new legal regime is triggered off. He added that from the various provisions of the law, it was discernible that the office of the Inspector General of Police is conferred with a special status, unique and distinct from other officers of the Nigeria Police Force. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. They're just making the rules up as they go along. So the rules state categorically that you either serve 35 years in office or you retire once you've clocked the age of 60. So that is quite clear and unambiguous. But what they are saying now is that once this guy has been appointed, because the Inspector General of Police, you see, within the Nigerian Police Force, the Inspector General of Police is appointed to serve a 4-year term. So what they are hinging their argument on is that 4-year term is the tenure that the Inspector General of Police is required to serve. It is a term of service, and that supersedes then that retirement age, because of course he has now a new legal footing by being the Inspector General of Police, and they are saying this now sets him outside of the regulations of the Nigerian police force, effectively then transmuting the office of the Inspector General of the Nigerian Police Force into a political office. That is the reading. So they are now stating in effect that is a political appointee. And if they are able to get away with this argument, and there's no reason why they shouldn't, because of course we know that they make up their own laws as they go along. I mean, who is going to sit in judgment on it? It's a Tanko Mohammed. So we already know how that will go. So if they get away with this, then they set a new precedent that the Inspector General of Police is now a politician, because he effectively becomes a political appointee. Because if they are arguing that he has a 4-year tenure, and that 4-year tenure elapses, and if he then falls within either the retirement age or the retirement term of service, that is the 35 years, that if he falls within that in the course of that 4 years that is his tenure as the IGP, that is irrelevant, because the Inspector General of Police position supersedes that regulation that stipulates the tenure of service of a police officer. So which is more important is the question. The constitutional position or the Police Act, which is what they are hinging their argument on. So this is a very dangerous thing, because if they say that argument holds, even if this guy now retires, whatever his name is, Mohamed Adamu, even if he then retires because the argument is too much, there's a list of people who are Northern Hausa Fulanis, who are senior members of the police force, who are caught by this regulation, because the next bunch of people that qualify for that IGP post, the northerners amongst them, they are either close to that term of service of 35 years or the retirement age. So they can't serve a 4-year tenure without falling foul of those two regulations. So that was why the choice was narrowing down to an Edo officer who falls within all of the parameters that will still make him be the IGP. But if they are able to establish this argument, then that then opens that window of opportunity for a Fulani man. So what they would then say is that even though this guy has made a point of principle of a legal precedence and clarified a legal position, he is retiring out of good faith, and then they'll just bring in another Malami. So a very dangerous thing, and that was why I started this video with that, of course, phrase that the Nigerian constitution has been suspended and we are effectively being ruled now by fiat and decrees. Come share thoughts about all this with me in the comment section. But before you come into the comment section to engage, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. The bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on like as well, because our data helps with the YouTube algorithm. Once you've done all the clickings, the Inspector General of Police is telling us that he's going to leave the office when he damn well feels like he wants to, and the Constitution cannot tell him anything. That is my reading. What is yours? So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.